Ford versus Holden. It's a classic Australian battle, but with the arrival of Holden's new VF Commodore, it's just hit a new level. Now in the Ford camp is the Falcon XR6 Turbo. As the name suggests, turbocharged engine, hooked up to a 6-cylinder. Goes pretty hard, one of our favourites. And from Holden, it's a little bit more traditional. Big 6-litre V8 in the new VF Commodore body shell, which brings fresh styling front and rear. Both start life as regular Falcons and Commodores, but with a lot more grunt. The Falcon's 4-litre turbocharged engine makes 270 kilowatts of power, which is exactly the same as the Commodore's 6-litre regular V8. Although with the auto transmission we've got here, it's reduced to a still impressive 260. Both drive the rear wheels and they each have more than enough grunt to get them spinning, which means you can have plenty of fun in the right environment. First things first, and we thought we'd answer the question we all want to know: which is quicker? Off the line, the Commodore jumps nicely, but it's soon outgunned by the Falcon once its turbocharged engine hits its potential. So to the benchmark 100k an hour mark, the Falcon was almost half a second quicker, admittedly on a slightly damp racetrack. But it's not all about the track. While they're performance sedans, the XR6 Turbo and SS will each likely spend most of their lives living with regular roads, traffic and other drivers. When you first get in the XR6 Turbo, it feels a bit plain. It's sort of basically like a regular Falcon with the occasional tarred up bit. Then you hit the throttle. That turbocharged engine is a cracker. There's a little bit of a hesitation as it sort of gets into the swing of things. The turbo then comes on boost and it is all action. It has so much go. For a car that costs 45 odd grand, this is sensational. The Falcon is also more than adept at tackling bends briskly. Its 19-inch tyres hang on ferociously, yet at the same time they manage to give it a respectable ride that's not too bumpy. But the Falcon is also starting to feel its age, particularly inside where the cabin feels more fleet car than sports sedan. Not a whole lot's changed under the bonnet of the SS. It's still a big grunty 6-litre V8, so plenty of go. But the bonnet itself is now aluminium, so a lighter car, about 40 kilos. So it does go a little bit harder, not that you can really pick it in everyday driving. But the way it goes about its business is definitely a lot different. The electric steering is nicely weighted, although the firmer suspension means you do feel more of those bumps. But the biggest step up for the SS is inside. They've made huge strides to give the interior a much more upmarket feel. Also the occasional touch of sportiness, things like some stitching and fake carbon fibre. So Ford versus Holden, it is still a mighty battle. The VF Commodore is a huge step up, much better interior and tweaks to the driving. The XR6 Falcon Turbo, still a mighty machine. It's amazingly quick, outguns the V8, but they're not quite perfect. The Holden's V8 is strong, but ultimately not as punchy as the Falcon's Turbo. And while it's seriously impressive on the road, the Falcon is feeling a little bit tired in comparison when it comes to features and its interior presentation. In the end, that's enough to give the SS Commodore the win. It is a brilliant package at a seriously impressive price. Plenty of muscle for the money.